Hi, it's Jim Du. I'm a wealth expert, and today I want to talk about 6 tips so that you could increase your earning potential. I find that a lot of people think that they're stuck, that the way to make more money is to do more work. But the truth is, if you can follow these 6 tips, you'll have many ways where you can increase your earning potential and end up with more money in your pocket. Let's dive into the tips. The first tip is develop in-demand skills. Identify high-demand skills in your industry or desired field. It's really important when you look around, what are the people who are making a lot of money in your industry or field? Why are they making that money? What are their skill sets that you don't have? The second point is invest in relevant education, certifications, or training programs. And I'm not just talking about the traditional education formats. Nowadays, you can buy online courses, you can learn from YouTube. There's all kinds of ways that you can increase your skill level for a particular job. And you want to continuously update your skills to stay ahead of industry trends. So what's happening in your industry? What are the areas that there's a lot of attention and you see a trend to? So for example, AI, artificial intelligence. There's stuff every day in every online newspaper or magazine about AI. Could you learn more about AI and figure a way to increase your skills in that area as it pertains to your industry? That will help you increase your earning potential. Tip number 2 is pursue higher education. Consider pursuing advanced degrees or specialized courses. Employers always like advanced degrees, so getting advanced degrees or specialized knowledge can really set you ahead of the curve. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a program at a traditional university. It could be other specialized classes that would impact your job and what you do for your employer. Because remember, what you want to do is add more value than what it costs the employer to have you working for them. And when you add a lot more value, eventually they're going to recognize that, or you'll move somewhere where they will recognize that. Higher education can lead to higher paying job opportunities. Lots of studies have proven that higher education or a higher degree or more specialized knowledge leads to more income. So as you think about that, don't think about your job as it is today or the skills that you have today. Think about how you can get more skills and more advanced degrees to demonstrate your willingness to grow and to create skills that will make you a higher paid employee. That also positions you for jumping from one company to another. If you don't like your current company, having the skills and the degrees and the certifications will make you easier and more likely to get a job at your better company, at your better hire. Research scholarship or financial aid options to reduce the financial burden. Don't just think this has to come out of your pocket. Often there are different programs. There's ways that you can pay for education and certifications, whether it's within your company or outside of your company. There's also ways to get financial aid. There's ways to get money that's out there to help people like you. So take the time to look into it to see if there's a way that you can get this paid for, or you can get it paid for in a way that you can get the degree and then pay it back when you have higher income. Let me tell you something so that you don't misunderstand. Degrees are one thing, but the important thing is learning skills that matter in your industry. So that could be a degree, but it could also be an online course. It could be a book you read. It could be things that you watch on YouTube. Learning the skills that make you more valuable is what increases your earning potential. Don't get hung up on the degree or think, I've got to go back to school for 4 years. That's not what I'm talking about. Depending on your industry, that could matter, but often what matters more is learning through studying things that are available to you, sometimes free of charge, that will increase your ability to add value in the industry that you're working in. Let's move on to point 3. Seek career advancement opportunities. Express interest in leadership roles within your current organization. So you want to let your current organization know that you're interested in growing and moving up in your career. If you're just stuck and your manager thinks you're doing a great job, but you haven't made it obvious to them that you're looking to get promoted, you're looking to move up, then you may miss opportunities because you might have someone who doesn't think that you're interested in moving up. So make that very clear. Volunteer for challenging projects to showcase your skills and commitment. Don't just do your job. This is a mistake that many people make in America. Don't just do your job. Think about, what are the problems I can solve for my supervisor, for people below me, for my peers? What are things I can do to add value to the company? Just focusing on what your job is will put you in a position where you're just going to have a job. Think about challenges and things that are out of the scope of what you would normally do, and do those things to show that you're more than just an employee who's going to be stuck in a little box for your entire career. You might be asking yourself, why should I care? Because the people in my organization don't care. My company is a greedy company. They don't care about me. They're not going to help promote me. They're not going to help me improve. The reason you should care is because the way you do the terrible job is the way you do every job. You may think if I'm in a perfect job, I'm going to be a better employee, I'm going to be a better person, and that's not true. You want to start creating the mindset that you can work in any environment, because eventually, if you're doing extra work and you're solving problems and you're developing skills, a different employer is going to recognize that, and you're going to get hired away. So think about it, not just the job I'm doing today, but think about that you're creating the person you want to be, that people are going to want to work with, and people are going to want to pay, and people are going to want to promote. I know my wife many years ago, she had a job, and it was a part-time job. It was 20 hours a week, and she worked 40 hours a week. She wanted to get better. She wanted to learn skills. She wanted to solve problems, and she poured herself into this part-time job. And I remember telling her, like, why are you doing that? You're wasting your time. Guess what? Her manager remembered her. And a few years later, when she was at a different company, he was at a different company, he started a new division of a big company, and he came to her. And everyone he hired in that new division had 15 or 20 years of experience, and my wife had 3 years of experience. Why did she get the job? Because he remembered what she did at that job that was a few years before. So don't assume that what you're doing now doesn't impact your future. It can and it will. Even if you're in a greedy organization, even if you're with a company that doesn't care about you, learning how to work in those hard environments, gain skills, and add value will help you for a lifetime of higher income and higher earnings. Negotiate for promotions or salary increases based on your contributions. What you want to do to get a promotion is you want to first prove the value you add to the company. So I kind of like it in these steps. The first thing is, let's say you start in a new job. Go over and above. Find ways to solve problems. Find ways to creatively bring new ideas that are going to help the company grow, that are going to add value to your direct reports, above you and below you, to your peer group. Start by thinking about how you can add value in that way. Once you've got a consistent track record of doing that, then I think you can go to your direct supervisor who you're working under, and you can say, hey, I would love to know what other things I could do. Here are these things I'm doing that are over and above. What else could I do to add value to the company? Because most managers are never going to hear that conversation. And then once you get the answer, do more of those things consistently. Now you've earned the right by first proving yourself, doing over and above the job description. Second, asking what else you can do to make a difference. And now you've earned the right to say, I want to grow and add value to this company, and I also want to grow the way I get paid in my promotions, in my positions, in my career. What can I do to make that such an obvious choice for you to promote me or to pay me more money or both? What are some things other than those things I've already done that I can do to make that happen? So again, you're not just coming and saying, hey, give me more money. That's easy. You're coming and saying, hey, I'm proving that I'm adding value. Tell me what else I need to do, and I will do those things to earn the right to get paid more. Tip number 4 is start a side hustle or freelancing. Explore your skills and interests to identify potential side businesses. Do you already have skills and knowledge that you could use as a side hustle to do consulting or to help people in some way? Think about that, because that's a way you could add income, you could add revenue to your life, money to your life, in a way that you already have the skill set. You don't have to do anything. You just have to figure a way to deliver that to people and get paid. Freelancing allows you to earn extra income on flexible terms. So what about doing little side hustles and helping companies in certain ways or individuals in certain ways where you could just freelance and get paid as, an independent contractor? Consider what skills and knowledge you have, and you could easily do that a couple hours here and there and add income to your life. Leverage online platforms to find clients and grow your side venture. The online world is wide open, and you can have access to people who would buy your products or services very easily in many of the platforms online. Don't think to yourself like, oh, it's so hard online. It's not. If you have a good product or service that people want, it's easy to access them online. The world is wide open to you. And then as you're growing and you're growing your social media and your brand and the way people see you, you can get more and more opportunities. And eventually you could even do paid traffic and stuff like that. But even in the free platforms, there are ways that if you have a good product or service and you know your ideal client or customer, you can make more money than you're making now just by doing that. Let's dive into number 5, and arguably this can get you much further than the others. So 5 is network and build connections. Attend industry events, seminars, and conferences to expand your network. People will change your life, and how do you meet people? You can attend conferences, you can go to networking events, you can be on different forums online to create conversations, but getting to know people in a way where you're adding value, where you're connected, where you're sharing, that's a great way to create opportunity, because you never know where one of those people might open a door for you. So think about the online sources and think about how you can utilize those to add extra income to your life. Remember this, you're much more likely to get an opportunity if people can put a face to the name. If someone's met you in person especially, it's gonna get you light years ahead. And you may get an opportunity that you wouldn't get with your experience, but because you met the person, because you've interacted, because they have a face to the name, it greatly increases your chances of getting that opportunity. Too often, I see people, they're sending their resume, they're applying for jobs that way. That's a very hard way to get recognized. But if you get to meet people and show who you are as a person, that's gonna make it much easier to get the opportunities that others will miss. Networking can lead to job referrals and career advancements. When you're working with other people, guess what? They know other people too. And by knowing those people and them understanding your skill sets and your knowledge and your attitude, they're likely gonna introduce you to someone who would give you an opportunity. So networking is critical because it will open doors for introductions, for opportunities, for jobs, for careers that you're not gonna get if you're not doing that. One mistake I see people make when they network is they think, oh, I'm talking to this person who really doesn't have any opportunity for me, and really I'm wasting my time having this conversation, so I'm just gonna look around the room and try to find who I really need to speak with. You're missing something that's very important, and that is you don't know who that person knows. You may feel like that person is even an employee that's a low-level employee that doesn't have any influence. I can tell you that people know people, and especially connecting with that person, being present with that person, making sure you spend time and add value to that person. You don't know, that person might know the one person who's gonna make the difference that changes your life. It might not even be who that person knows. That person might know someone who knows somebody. So don't shortchange yourself when you're networking and think, oh, this person is a waste of my time, I'm gonna look for someone else to talk to. Pour yourself into each person you're connecting with, try to add value, try to be present, and that way it'll open doors. You'll be really surprised at how doors can open from a person that you may see as unlikely to open that door. Utilize professional social media platforms to connect with industry influencers. You might think that industry influencers have no interest in you, but if you're in their community, they will have interest in you. Making sure that you're in there, that you're connected, that you're posting, that you're asking questions, that you're adding value, you'll become someone who is noticed by that influencer. And then that influencer may take a liking to you and may open doors for you. So take advantage of those platforms, follow the people that you find interesting that can add value, and then make sure you're making comments and trying to add value and being positive. Don't be one of those haters that goes in and posts negative comments. Be positive, be helpful, and try to connect with that influencer and with the other people following that influencer. The sixth and final tip, invest in personal branding. Create a strong online presence through a personal website or social media. A lot of people think, well, I'm never gonna have a social media presence the way these other people are. You know what? They all started with one follower. They all started with one post. So don't take that lightly. It's really important that you're active on social media, that you're posting valuable things, that you're coming with a positive attitude, that you're wanting to learn and share with others. By doing that, and by creating a personal website and a strong social media presence, all kinds of doors will open for you. So don't miss that opportunity. Showcase your expertise through writing articles or giving presentations. You know, the funny thing is, when you know something, that's different than when you teach something. When you teach it, you're gonna know it even better. So you're gonna learn things and get better at your skills when you're teaching, when you're presenting. So take advantage of that by writing articles, blogs, by making presentations, by making videos, demonstrating your knowledge and expertise. And you don't know who's gonna recognize you and open a door for you. But in addition to that, your skills and your knowledge will increase, you're gonna get more comfortable, and your brand will grow on social media. A well-established personal brand can attract new opportunities and clients. Here's one thing where I see people go wrong is when they're trying to create a personal brand, they're very targeted and they're thinking about what's in this for me? What do I want out of this? I want to create this personal brand to sell this one product or do this one thing. That's the wrong attitude. What you want to do is you want to go in and you want to say, I want to be open and I want to be there, be present with people and learn from others and add value where I can. Because when you go in with this thing about yourself and you're focused on one thing, guess what? It moves away from you. So think about it, and I've been married for 31 years, but if I think back to dating, if I walked into a room and I said, oh, I like that one young lady. I'm just gonna go ask her out. And I just kind of stalked her all night and kept talking to her and asking her. She's gonna say, creep, get out of my face, leave me alone. Instead, if I went into a room when I was dating and I was just myself and just got to know people and talked to people and was friendly and open, naturally, I'm gonna attract a young lady who wants to get to know me. So think about it when you're building your personal brand. Don't think about trying to do a certain thing or sell a certain thing or niche in a certain way. Think more about expanding the people who know you and who you know, the people you care about, the people you can add value to, how you can learn from them. And if you go in with that attitude, you're going to get a much better response and you're going to build a true following, people who are going to want to help you and people that you can help. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you subscribe.